Are ghosts real? Okay, we're going to do a whole show about it. We know the answer is no, but why
Come
not? Why don't we
on.
just do it
Come
anyway?
on. We don't know
Oh,
the answer's
ghosts.
no.
Oh, man. I can learn real quick about somebody what kind of horse shit they're going to sell me when they're like, ghosts are real. Like, really? Listen, I'll get into our thing, and then we'll pick up stories or whatever. But I think at the beginning it's good to just kind of get how we feel about it. And here's my thing. I don't believe in afterlife and stuff like that, but I believe in beliefs, and very much so. So I believe that whatever helps me get through life helps me. But I would never tell anyone to not believe it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong in it. So if somebody believes in an afterlife and believes that their spirit can go out somewhere, and that helps them get through this shitty existence that we have so they don't just sit there and question nothingness, then go for it. But don't fucking tell me that a box fell down because your grandma's walking through the living room. Fuck you, the box fell down. Okay? Grandma spent her whole life sitting in that shit house wanting to get away from everything. And now she's not going to chill there. She's going to go somewhere cool. She's in Hawaii. That's where all the ghosts would be, Hawaii. Brandon, ghost or no ghost or something in between?
I think it's more something in between, as always. I think that anytime anyone believes one thing or thinks of one thing, I always think there's some truth to it. But I don't think it's what they say in the movies. But I think there's something to it.
Except for pedophilia.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, just want to clear that one. Someone's like, does Brandon think pedophilia is okay? Some people think that. Like, no.
So, Pat,
that
you don't
one,
think
Brandon is
pedophilia
against.
exists?
I will speak for you, Brandon, on that one. He's 100% against that one.
And, Pat, you 100% believe that pedophilia doesn't exist?
I believe it doesn't exist. I believe if you say somebody that touched you in the corner, that
I don't even think there was a corner.
Yeah, there is no corner. There was no. Listen. That kid was sexy, and age is nothing but a number.
What was the kid wearing?
Nothing. That's why it works. Age is nothing but a number. That's what all right. Before that clip gets taken by people, no, no.
I think we found our promo clip.
And I'm the one who makes it. I'll still put it out there with wacky jazz music in the background. All right, Dave, ghost, no ghost, in between.
I guess so. I definitely believe there aren't ghosts unless I'm alone in the dark, in which case I'm convinced that there are ghosts and I don't want them to hurt me. So it's a case by case belief system.
Do you really, is it a fear thing more? Like you don't, like you feel like there's something there when you're alone and scared? As a kid, I had that.
Well, yeah, whenever I'm in a situation where like shit's going down that I don't know and I'm alone, I do say like, all right, if ghosts are real, if you're there, ghosts, please don't hurt me.
You talk to them.
Yeah.
Because
I want them to think, like, it's not a thinking thing, because then I'm not committed to the belief that they might be real. So I say out loud, if you're there, I believe in you. We got no beef. And they leave me alone. So I can't prove that it doesn't work.
The only thing that I believe in less than ghosts are that people can find ghosts. I believe way less in ghost hunters than I do in ghosts. If I had to be a gun to my head, do you believe in either people can find and track ghosts, or if there are ghosts and I had to choose one, I would choose there were ghosts, but no moron, no numbskull that we know in this universe can fucking find them, okay? No. All the people that I know that say they can see ghosts or find them can't find their keys. Like,
see,
they're no.
Now you've given me a new thought, because I believe that Ghostbusters was amazing. So I have to believe in ghosts so that movie could exist.
I'm going to be controversial here and say I think that movie is beyond overrated and not good.
Oh, I disagree.
It's not funny. It's not scary.
My God.
It's not.
We're talking about the original, right? It's not, well, it's not supposed to be.
You watched
scary.
it recently?
Yeah, it sucks.
The original, no.
Yeah, Bill Murray tries really hard to have sex with a girl who's way too young for him.
Way too young. Right from the beginning. Bill Murray is using trickery as a professor to get a girl to sleep with him, and then also making another man feel inadequate about himself for no reason.
Oh, that's why it's great.
Him. No, it's not great.
It's totally inappropriate.
The chemistry is brutal between them. The forcing of a black person into that movie is ridiculous.
So good.
And he's the only one who doesn't even have to be a scientist. He's just black.
Yeah. Yeah. That means it's
black people
relatable.
Are afraid of ghosts. That is a fact.
And that's why he's busting them.
Ghosts and magic they are afraid of.
I didn't know black people were afraid of magic.
What?
Johnson?
No. They embrace him
Orlando
even
Magic.
now. He's still their hero. They're like, he got
right.
the HIV and he still live. They love him. But no, you don't know that, Dave? Seriously.
I had no idea. Like, well,
All
we're
right.
talking like Magic
We're
the
not gonna put up
Gathering, like
okay,
David
no,
Copperfield, or
we're not gonna do video things anymore because it just fucking hurts the show. But Dave, if you get a chance, and anyone else listening out there, there's two things you look up. Look up first of all a comedy bit by Aziz Ansari about that. It's hilarious.
Okay.
But more importantly, you can just look up Black people in magic and watch any of those things. David Blaine's Street Magic, any of that stuff.
okay.
Black people, African Americans, whatever term we call them, Black Lives Matter, but also blacks loathe magic. That's also what BLM stands for, because they see magic and they think you're a fucking wizard and they run away from you. And they don't understand that it's tricks.
So you're saying if I'm ever in a situation where I'm walking through like a sketchy part of town, I should just start doing coin tricks and everybody will get the fuck out of my way?
Dave, I think in any situation, at any time, when you're walking around and you want attention, you just start doing coin tricks. And
No, I don't want attention. I
Coin
want them to
tricks
leave.
ruin. Yeah, but coin tricks ruin anyone's hatred, racism, whatever. They can't because they're like, he might be a Aryan Nation motherfucker, but look at him. He's making scarves come out of his pocket. That's pretty cool. Yeah, magic helps. Black
Could you
people don't do
imagine-
Magic the Gathering.
Could you imagine you're getting rolled up on, someone's got a gun, and you just start doing this?
First of all, you put the gun down.
No, they've got the gun.
No, they would. I'm being the robber. I would never pull napkins out of my pocket. But if I had a gun, which I would, Brandon is out the one of us that would have a gun. And if Brandon had a gun and he was just like, I need survival, I gotta rob you, and then you start going, I'm pretty sure Brandon would shoot someone else. He's like, good try, my friend.
Unless I need a handkerchief, and then you're all done.
So many handkerchiefs.
I would just take you around with me anytime I'd like a living Kleenex dispenser. Give me some handkerchiefs.
Imagine being a handkerchief salesman and then finding out a magician was on your route. Oh, it's got to be the best. Where you're like, happy days are here again because no one's buying them. And all of a sudden, like, I need every color. Yeah, you do. You want a monogram? No, they don't know. They can't have a monogram. I had monogrammed handkerchiefs when I was younger.
Did you really?
My grandfather loved handkerchiefs. That was his thing. I don't know if he loved them. I guess he
But
just used them.
No, I get that.
I found them appalling. I found them disgusting.
He made love to them.
Yes. Sweetest of love. He used them and then like keep it and then use it again. But once you use it, it's like a grilled cheese sandwich on cloth. It's not good. You don't want to pull that apart. And then he would wash them, and in the wash would be tiny little handkerchiefs. But like I thought it meant you were grown up. So I was like, I would like some. And then I got some with my initials on them.
What's your middle name?
James.
PJO?
I could be a PJ.
Oh, wow. That would be a totally different person.
Maybe that's what I'm gonna do pretty soon. I'm gonna be PJ
Like the new
Oates.
improved Pat, he goes by PJ now.
Or I'll be PJ Oates, and I'll be a person on Twitter, but I won't tell people it's me,
Oh my
and I'll
God.
just make fun of me.
You could be
Oh my
Pete
God.
Jotes.
PJ Oates definitely
Pete
has the
Jotes telling
glasses.
jokes.
Page Oates. I'm PJ OJ
Oh God.
because I'm Patrick James Oates Jr.
Let's go to PJ with the book review.
PJ with the BJ. It's my new gay, my new blowjob articles that I write.
So when you did the monogram, did you do the?
I
don't
didn't do it. They were given to me.
No, but you have the choice. People do.
I was a child. I did not have a choice. My grandfather made them, and it said PO on it.
Okay. I don't understand why people get the monogram with their 3 initials, but they make the middle initial the biggest. So it would be like little p, giant J, little o.
That's kind of like when John Mulaney does that joke where he says, like, when you're a little kid and you're writing you're making a birthday card for someone, but you don't understand how much room you have. So you're like, big fucking H, giant A, big P, big B, tiny little Y. And you don't learn your lesson. You go, big fucking B. You do it again. It's like, yeah, I think they do it
I
because
still write like that.
I bet you they do it because it's just like it looks good with 3 to have one in the middle different.
Yeah, but why your middle initial? Like, why are you so proud of? Hey, this name I never use. Let's highlight that letter.
Because
That's the one thing it gets. It's the middle initial. You know, it's like, listen, you get to be the second initial of someone's nickname, and you get the big space on the handkerchief. And they were like, deal.
And Dave, like you just said, people don't know your middle name. It's a mystery. So it's a great conversation piece. You're like, oh, I'm using up my handkerchief. And they're like, what is
How
that
is that-
middle initial? What is that right there? What is
You
this?
know,
you say?
while you were wiping snot all over, I couldn't help but notice that giant J. Can I see that thing you just took away from your nose?
Pardon me, sir. What is that meat in your name sandwich? What is the middle part there? Oh, it's a J? Oh, I did not know that you had a J in the middle of your P.O. You do. What's yours, Dave?
My middle initial or my middle name?
Steve.
What the fuck? I don't care. I'll find out one from the other.
My middle name kicks ass. It's Austin.
Dave kicks ass hints.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
Austin?
Austin. Yeah.
It's not cool.
What are you talking about? David Austin Hints? That kicks ass.
Your name's Da.
Yeah,
There you
backwards
go.
I'm had.
Da. Yeah, you are. Boom, boom, boom. Strikes again. You are had backwards, dude.
Ah, gay.
Yep. For those who didn't get it, for those scoring at home, Dave's gay.
Ben
Brandon,
A.
what's your middle name?
John Jon though.
So you're a BJ and I'm a PJ. And
Yeah.
Dave's a Da.
PJs and BJs.
Dave's-
Oh, that sounds like a
Dave's a-
great party.
BJ's, PJ's, and district attorneys. That's what our show is. You can get in trouble for all those. Austin wasn't. See, it wasn't named after Stone Cold because you're too old. It was named after the $6 Million Man.
I actually have no idea. My parents had so many kids. My mom freely admitted that for my younger brother, his middle name came off a mailbox they were driving by on the way to the hospital. She's like, oh, that's nice. We'll use that.
Good, Leibowitz. Your brother, Ryan Leibowitz.
That would have been so great to cram a Jewish name.
Huge
into
Jewish name.
German names.
My name is Dave Marquis Salomone Morelli. Hints. Let's settle this one.
Hi, Dave. Got milk hints. Nice to meet you.
My middle name is, I'm a junior, so it comes from my dad. My brother's middle name comes from by my uncle. So my brother's middle name is Carol. So my uncle's name was Carol. And weird enough, it actually worked out both ways because my mother's maiden name is Carol. So like he was able to name him after both with the middle name.
Gotcha.
Everyone in my family, middle names usually come from a family member's name. Like my sister Carrie, her middle name Maureen comes from my aunt Maureen. My sister Mary, she's actually named after my grandmother. My grandmother was Mary Julia, and she's Mary Julia. My sister Sharon Kathleen, that's her mother's name. And my sister Nikki Marie was, I want to say it was her godmother.
I'm a huge fan of the of dudes with the female name. Like it's so old timey. I love it. Like,
My cousin, who was named after his father, Carol, is not a big fan. And the second he made junior high, he went by his middle name David, and no one calls him Carol.
oh, his first name is Carol. Yeah, I don't know about having it as a first name, but a middle name, yeah. Jeff Stephanie Gills.
Leibowitz. Jeff Stephanie Leibowitz Hints.
Jeff Chardonnay Hints. My kids' middle names come
Yeah.
Seamus's comes from my my ex-father-in-law, their grandfather on my ex-wife's side, because his name was Joseph, and it's Seamus Joseph Oates. And Seamus hates this, but the cutest thing ever, when he was real little, he couldn't say it. He could say Seamus fine, but we'd say, "What's your name, Seamus?" He goes, "Seamus Jophis Oates," and we're like, "What is it?" He's like, "Seamus Jophis Oates." I'm like, "Seamus, it's Joseph." He goes, "That's what I said, Seamus Jophis Oates." And like, I'll bring this story up now and be like, "Yeah, it's not cute." Or
I
stop
can't
it.
believe
I had a
that-
problem, and you're an issue. You didn't help me learn. I'm afraid to ask for help now. Thanks.
I can't believe he didn't get nicknamed Jophis right there on the spot. Like that's
He
the kind of
was-
thing that seems like
He
it would
was
follow you.
too.
So
I wasn't throwing around nicknames. I kind of knew him.
now, I get that you're Irish, but your kids have like insanely Irish names.
That's
Is
all
that-
from my ex-wife. Like she's also
Okay.
Irish, but she wanted to name them that. I was on board, but they're all spelled in the Gaelic spelling too. So like Ashland's is spelled that way, but her last name, her
Oh
middle
my
name
God,
is
her name's
her
got
middle
like
name
a
is
G in it.
Siobhan. Siobhan, but like the Siobhan.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she said thanks for like I had to learn how to spell. I had to explain my whole name to everyone always. The beginning of the year for the two of them of Aislinn and Seamus is the worst.
That is the meanest thing to do to a child is give them a name that doesn't spell like any of the shit they're learning in school. Like, okay, ASH.
Right.
No, I spell my name with a G.
Or, hey kids, you're going on a field trip to the Peabody Museum. You want to get one of those little license plates with your name on it? Never gonna fucking get that. Not unless we go to Dublin for a fucking field trip. We're not gonna get one. Or an Irish bar.
Bort. I'm looking for, we need more Bort license plates in the gift shop.
We're stopping at the Playwright on the way back and having a couple drinks and getting some keychains.
And staying on topic, I'm shocked I don't believe in ghosts because it seems like most Irish people do. And I think that's a religious thing. I don't think they believe in ghosts. I think they believe in the
you
spirit.
got fairies.
No, I think they believe in the spirit.
I'm pretty sure.
And I think they believe that your soul and your spirit, most Catholic people believe there's a soul and it goes somewhere. I don't know if everyone in Catholicism believes that it stays here. I think they believe that soul goes to heaven and rests. Some of them have to stay in purgatory, have to be here and like, have to like finish undone deeds and some shit like that. They have to go make sure that kid gets buried or whatever. I don't know, they have to do certain shit. But like I know that most of my family is very religious and they all do believe in an afterlife, and I do not, and that bothers them.
Okay, Pat, now I understand that you come from a long line of Irish, but I did watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People when I was a kid, so I think I know a little bit about Irish history, and I'm pretty sure you all gave us the fairy folk. That's an Irish thing.
First of all, Dave, if anyone here's a fairy folk, it's the one who has been had from behind.
Yeah. Exactly. Spit it out, swallow it.
Oh, much
Yeah,
better.
Now, Brandon, most people that believe in ghosts, I usually notice it when they're not really religious. I think that kind of becomes a religion. The ones that really believe in that, I think that.
Yeah, or it's like
I
a
think,
mixture.
well, I
of the
think I
two.
don't. But I think that I think there's a difference between your soul and your spirit in that afterlife. And then I don't think people that believe in ghosts and go looking for ghosts think that. I mean, some of them might think that ghost is trying to go somewhere else into an afterlife and can't escape, whatever. But I don't think it's a religious thing. I think it's they think that they're still surviving here, just not in a body form.
Is that a thing with Catholicism and Christianity? Like you can't believe in ghosts?
Well, I think you can. There's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. It's the third.
Yeah, but I
dude.
mean, like, I know I thought it was sacrilegious to believe that the ghosts stay on the planet. Like they either go to heaven and hell. So they believe
there's
that
purgatory.
technically yeah, but that's not here.
That's
Like
a
they
waiting
believe
room.
in ghost souls, but they don't believe in ghosts like hanging out.
I think there's different. Brandon would know more than me, but there's
Yeah.
different interpretations of that. I think there are. It doesn't always have to be a plane that's away from here. I mean, some people. I know that there's some versions of the Bible think that the hell is underneath the earth and not just somewhere else, and some of them do say it's not that at all. So it could be here. I think there are souls that are waiting to be taken, and they can be floating around.
Even heaven and hell, the way that we understand them, are pretty much a construct. It's not really in the Bible that way. It was just constructed really by governments to try to kind of scare people into control. So if you look at it from the Bible point of view, there could be souls wandering that die because they actually even believed in reincarnation before they changed it all around. So, but I think modern religion, the way people look at it, some of them will tell you that it is evil because when you die, you're supposed to go into a sleep, and then at the end of time, you're judged and you either go to heaven or hell.
I knew Dave was going to ask Brandon if I had this conversation, so I already know that. But Dave, go ahead and ask it because it's a good lead in.
They believed in reincarnation. The Christians did.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Really?
much so. For a long time.
The Romans took it out. A lot of stuff got changed when it went to the Council of Nicaea and Trent. Yeah, Christianity is really the cult of Christ. It's more like Buddhism, kind of. It's just about the message on how to live, and then they just took that, like they do anything, and put a system of control behind it.
And if you believe in reincarnation, then the story of Jesus coming back and all those things don't make any sense.
Yeah. Plus, you're harder to control. It's harder to control a population if there's reincarnation because they don't care about what you say. They have no, they can die and do it over again.
reincarnation instant breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Exactly. Now I'm hungry.
For a fucking powdery shit drink. That was the worst. That carnation instant breakfast.
Oh my God, it's so
they
bad.
stepped that up later, but that was some garbage.
Oh,
Like, that
It was
just
just like
powder.
you might as well take milk and dump sugar in it. Is all I really want.
Yeah, but it was like, you want sugar that
my God.
might have a hint of old chocolate in it? Like, ooh,
When I was
old chocolate.
When I was a kid, my grandma, the one who used to clean my ears with a fucking bobby pin,
And that's
she
why
also
you've
used
been
to
had
make
from
us.
behind.
I couldn't hear him coming. She also used to make us drink powdered milk. Like
I
she
was
put
like, "Are
water
you
in it.
coming? I can't
I was
hear
gonna
you."
say-
It wouldn't be like doing lines of glass of
Oh,
milk.
Well, I figured it was a punishment. Like some people would make them wash their kids' mouth out with soap. Like your grandma was like, drink the powder.
No, she was a Depression era person, so it was like you got to drink this because you never know if we're gonna run out of milk. I'm like,
She should have trained you
disgusting.
better. We're heading there soon.
Ugh.
I just
Anyway.
I just think the idea of a ghost is something that comforts people, even though it's supposed to be used to, like, they're scared.
Ow. Yeah,
Well,
they're
you're-
scary.
They are scary.
This is so.
But it makes
go
them.
ahead.
Oh, no, Brandon, go right ahead. But I was just gonna say, I think a lot of people, it makes them believe that once they're dead, their job's not done.
I think that there are beings or entities that we can't perceive with our senses for one reason or another. They might exist on another plane. Maybe they can perceive us, and when they want, they can interact with us. I think more stuff like that might be going on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
if
you
it
don't
really has-
believe it's the. What you're saying is it's not the soul of a tortured person.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
it's
here
the
to
person
haunt
who-
and get revenge because
Yeah, I don't
they
think
got
that-
murdered one time.
But maybe people
suppose it
can
only
move
takes
it
one
couple
around
times.
to affect things. Maybe when people die, their energy doesn't go away right away. They can stick around. But I don't think it's like what we see on TV where it's like fucking Hollywood. But I do believe that people could be possessed and it could just be psychological, honestly. But the way that people leave themselves open for that stuff psychologically, I think it could happen. Like the one where, what was it, Emily Rose or whatever, that possession.
Who's
I
that?
think that's the one that they made the movie about.
Called
Oh,
Story of
the
Emily
possession of Emily Rose.
Rose is
Yeah.
basically the name of the
Yeah.
story.
And so I think stuff like that could happen. But I believe what happens is people just have a psychotic
That
break.
movie, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? What was the guy's name in it, and what was the problem?
There were no grapes in that movie.
Oh,
Fucking
Gilbert.
bullshit.
I thought it was Gilbert Godfrey just eating grapes.
Wait a minute. You're telling me I'm not in this film?
Ah, you can't have grapes. I like grapes. Can I have those grapes for free? I like free grapes.
Okay, so do I get to eat the grapes?
Your mother's fat. She's a fat woman. Yeah, I'm not into the possession game. I don't think that's a thing. I think that there are a lot of people with mental illness or schizophrenia or things like that can take that on, and some people say, well, that is going to be. I don't believe that I don't think there's something inside us that's and I know Brandon thinks totally differently, but I don't believe there's anything inside us
What if?
besides blood, guts, bones, and shit. We're a brain, we're an animal, we work, and we're done. There's no soul, there's no conscious, anything like that bullshit. We're just things, then we're not things anymore.
I like how shit made the list.
It's in there. There's way more than you think.
What do you guys think of this? I heard this and I tried looking it up, but I can't find it. Somebody said that urine, like pee, it's basically just blood without the red blood cells in it. It's just like what's in your blood. So you're basically bleeding when you pee, just without all the red blood cells.
So how
I
come
like it.
drinking a lot of water makes me have to bleed?
Yeah, I don't get it. It turns it into that, I guess. And apparently you're not supposed to drink all the water.
Because you're flushing it out. I mean, you're putting more. Your body can only hold so much fluid, Dave. I'm not a
Test that.
scientist.
Yeah, stop putting all that semen in your anal
And how
cavity,
much?
Dave.
Yeah. Stop being had from behind.
First of all, I don't like you telling me how much I can hold.
You just said you get full.
It's my body, my choice.
Yeah. You said no one. Are you talking to you?
I think Dave's possessed by sodomite
You know what?
demon.
Maybe he's proven me wrong. Maybe Dave's possessed by Patrick Swayze right behind him.
Oh man, such a good movie.
That's not.
I know.
It's not a good movie. I've
It's got
never
that
seen it
guy,
all the way
though.
through, but we'll
Never
be
seen
going
all the way through. No, not the other dude from the '80s. That creepy looking guy who was in He was like, whenever they needed a freaky looking guy, they hired him.
Ron Howard's brother?
No, the guy who was the math teacher in Better Off Dead, who was like, he's explaining everything.
That's his
Everybody
other
read
credit?
chapters 20 through that. Yeah. He was also the hitman in Death to Smoochie.
I don't know.
Oh, God damn it. What the hell's this guy's name?
Was Better Off Dead the movie about Zach from Saved by the Bell getting to not have to go to school because his roommate died?
No, that's oh man,
No,
I know
Better
what
Off
you're
Dead
talking
is
about.
John Cusack. It's like one of those 80 movies.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was happy that my upbringing didn't involve any of those. I've never
Why?
seen any of those 16 Candles or any of that shit.
16 Candles is good until it gets kind of rapey. But
You look
other
like
than
Molly
that,
Ringwald.
I don't
Me?
think I've ever seen
Yeah,
16
I think
Candles,
Brandon.
but I saw Weird Science a bunch.
Doesn't Dave look a little like Molly Ringwald if you look
Molly
at him?
Ringwald now.
Davy Ringwald? Yeah, it looks just like her.
Davy Ringwald. Hey, Davy Rings.
She's
And
got a-
next, coming to the stage, you might have seen his sister get fucked in 16 Candles against her will.
Look what Davy's gonna put in his asshole. 16 candles. Blow him out, big guy. Make you wish.
What the hell
I
is this
don't-
guy's name?
I don't buy
So
into
I
this.
think though there is a chance that after you die, you have some time where you're here still and you're not really sure maybe what's going on. And you can
I think that depending on how you die, that your neurons and things like that can keep firing, and then you could, if they tested you, they could sense that. But I don't think you're just floating around like some Jones, just like, "Wee, look at me, I'm not. Why am I not in my body?" Like, no, there's nothing in you that's not your body. It's your body, and then you're done. To me, that's a way of thinking about how you don't want to think about being dead. You're dead. That would be the whole fucking. You're driving on the highway. There's nothing but deer ghosts just flying around. And, because why
That
don't
would
they
be
get
awesome.
ghosts? Why don't other
Dear
animals get
ghosts.
ghosts? Dear ghost. It's the new Dear John letter. Dear ghost. But there's no other animals don't have ghosts.
No, animals don't have ghosts.
Well, I
Why
don't
not?
think
Why not?
animals-
Is that us thinking we're so special that we get a ghost and they don't? We're all
It's
creatures.
scientifically proven that animals don't have souls. That's why they don't feel pain.
You have not met a dog mom.
Scientifically proven.
That's solid science. Don't bother checking it.
Yeah, don't ever check science. That's not what
Don't-
it's about.
Don't bother checking it. Just check my oil.
Just
How about
agree.
that?
Wait, so you're telling me you guys don't know? Hold on, how do I share? You're telling me you don't know
Oh,
who
I
this
gotta
guy
give
is?
you permission. I wanted to not do that ever again. But,
Yeah, it's just a picture.
okay. All right.
I
permission
think
granted,
that
sir.
I think what happens maybe there's like I said there's other beings because it's been written about a bunch of different stuff, but I think it's something we could actually maybe evolve to on a higher plane or consciousness eventually. So that's why they can interact with us. But I think it takes a long time of reincarnation. We have to keep
Bring
coming
me
back
a
to it.
higher love.
I have a friend who is
Bring me a
gay.
higher
psychic.
love.
Doesn't mean I'm gay. But whatever,
actually,
sorry.
well, she is. She actually is gay. So yes,
Nothing
she's
wrong with
gay
that.
and a psychic. Not like a psychic.
She's a
just for gays, but-
psychic. Oh,
Wait,
dyke,
that'd be
not
Jewish.
kike.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, come on,
not
man.
dyke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jews.
She's dykic.
Psychic.
She's
Nice.
psychic. It worked. Out. We flushed
But-
that one out. That was a good brainstorm.
It's a team effort. she says the same thing you're saying, Brandon. That
You know, the dykic chick.
I'd call that hotline. I really would.
You know, Gadolf Hitler.
The cars don't lie. Call the dykic chick now.
You got to know your future. That's like that girl that Dave slept with when you did that voice for her, the Jamaican woman. David.
You guys don't remember
I didn't
this
know what
guy?
just happened. I forgot you were going to share. Oh, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's in Ghost.
What's
in fact,
He's
that's
a
him in
lot of
Ghost right
things,
now.
though.
His name is
Paul
Vince
something, right?
Schiavelli. No.
Is he a
not
ghost
Paul.
right now, though? That's the question.
Oh, that might. I don't know. That's a good question. He might be dead.
He was in a movie called Better Off Dead. Most
was in-
people, if you have to make two guesses about people, they're either alive or dead. Now, is being in a coma dead?
It looks like he died in 2005.
Brandon, if you're brain dead, are you dead?
I was thinking that's what I was gonna. I think so. I believe so. If you can't come back, I think it's just the body part. So I do believe there are two parts. There's your body part, the animal part of you, and then there's this higher consciousness that we have. And it
But
could
why
be
don't
multiple-
other animals have that? Or
we're
do
all-
they? And we just don't care.
Some
Nah.
might, I think. Maybe dolphins or something like that. Maybe they're just another step on the rung, and maybe everything is just. But right now, it could
Do
just.
you know
be
how
part
many
of-
raccoon ghosts there would be?
I think
I know.
A possum ghost, like
Yeah, that's what I'm
roadkill
saying.
ghosts.
I don't think
Um,
they have the higher consciousness. I think they're just part of this world, and then we're part of that also. So we have
I
to
th-
deal with that, but it's just part of our being who we are.
I think
Maybe we'll come back as a
100%
raccoon.
none of the tasty animals have souls or consciousness.
Yeah, there'd be so many cheeseburger ghosts.
Yeah, the ugly ones, the ugly untasty ones, they may.
Motherfucker.
What does a cow ghost say?
Why is that the ghost sound?
No,
No, why is
Boo,
boo? Why is
boo,
boo the ghost sound?
Boo moo boo.
I wonder
Is
why
that-
that's the ghost
because
sound.
they were
Boo.
douchebags in real life, always critical of everybody. Boo!
Boo.
Boo!
I'm a dead heckler. Boo.
Good.
Don't approve of your living. Boo.
A deckler. Nah.
I wonder why that became the thing. I mean, maybe I bet you like that became a thing. So and here's the thing. Here's a funny thing about ghosts. Okay, like there are people that believe in them. They go after them. They're afraid of them. They respect them, but they have a fear. They think they're trying to help them get to some other place. But then there's other people who said, "How do we make ghosts fun for kids?" That's this terrifying thing. Let's make them
Scooby-Doo.
adorable. Casper. I don't think
Casper.
Scooby Doo was a dog, not a ghost, Dave.
No, but he dealt with ghosts.
No, he didn't deal with shit. He ran around, ate sandwiches, got high with a man who sounded a lot like Casey Kasem.
And it was never
Oh, man.
supernatural
So
until
good.
the newer ones.
Yeah, they met Frankenstein.
And how come they're all?
Frankenstein.
Why are they all supernatural? Some of them should just be like okay natural.
They're extra natural because they don't exist in the natural world.
Mediocre natural.
Yeah, like melancholy natural.
Above melancholy natural.
Yeah, they're not all super.
Sounds like a cigarette brand. Come on down to get your melancholy naturals.
The melancholy naturals.
They're
Can I
smooth
get
and
the
light.
melancholy natural 100s, please?
Oh, listen, I know you say I go to the strip club during the day. Why would I do that? But this girl had a pair of melancholy naturals that you wouldn't believe. You almost couldn't see your C-section. They were so okay.
Timmy died. He was in a well, and Lassie didn't let us know. He was really sad.
Oh, I thought you were just going to explain why her tits were no
What?
good. Timmy died, and that's why. But she was 4 months pregnant, so therefore the milk kind of hung in there still.
So wait.
She was
it
a
where
melancholy. A collie that was melancholy.
Ah.
Lassie had cancer. She was a melancholy melanoma.
Collie.
I live in the melancholy. Is that the
Lassie.
ghetto? Is that code? No. I know that you think watermelons mean black people, but if you call it the melancholy, it does not mean where the black people live. Until now. I just started a new thing. You're welcome, blacks. I mean whites. Who am I helping? Hey.
No one.
No. Sorry, Jews. I wonder if Hitler said that every time he was killing. He's like, sorry, Jews. There'd be so many ghosts in Poland.
I mean, probably not.
Like, how many ghosts would be there?
All of them?
We covered this already. Not 6 million, maybe.
No,
even-
but there'd be more than 12.
yeah, there would be. Yeah, that's why I don't think it's people that are dead. Like I said, I think it's more if people witness things that they can't explain or they get them on film. I think it's just more other entities from just dimensions.
I could believe it's something like that. It's something that we don't understand. I do believe that we're not the only thing ever. I do. I don't know what I believe in. I don't know if I believe in aliens, what you would call it, what we think of that. But I can't. It'd be weird to think that in the vast universe, whatever you believe it is, some people don't believe there's a universe, whatever. But if you believe there is, why would we be the only thing inhabiting it? And for us, once again, in our selfishness, that we think since we know something and how we do things, that's how everyone does things. It's not at all. They also might not know of us because maybe we are to them. Maybe they're here and maybe they can't see us except for once in a while. Maybe there's two things inhabiting us. There are times where you just have something flash in front of you, and I just think it's optical illusion, something like that. But it could be something like that. I believe that way more than fucking ghost. Ghost is it's a stupid thing to say. If you're gonna say to someone, "I like ghosts," you should say nothing.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things. It's like for children and then adults that are children have a story to tell when they don't want to talk about like big boy ideas. But I think you're right. We can even be in some kind of system or
Hey,
universe.
Brandon, tell me about
like a
your big
zoo.
boy ideas.
Where,
Well, I have this restaurant called Abdow's, but no one wants to say that. So let's call it Abdow's Big Boy. It's my big boy idea.
it's a great idea.
It's been done.
What the hell is Abdow's?
I just explained it.
Is that really what Big Boy is?
It's called Abdow's Big Boy.
I thought that was Bob's Big Boy.
No, that's just your weird uncle.
I thought you just train wreck podcasts.
Yes. I thought you were just tumbleweeding the shit out of stuff. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
that
thought we were allowed to
could
ask questions. Are we not allowed to ask questions?
Did you raise your hand?
You're asking a question.
What happened to that? We used to do that so much.
All right.
Yes, Dave.
So just to finish that really quick, I think we could be being viewed
Denied.
even by like we're kind of in a zoo, you know, like the Rick and Morty thing where there's all these planets.
So,
You know, where, and then maybe that's the way it's like the Bureau of Adjustment. You ever see that movie, or the Adjustment Bureau, where they go in there, they have to change things a little bit at a time? It could be something like that, even.
is that
That
a
sounds
bureau?
like a dresser that your
Yeah.
mean grandfather would have.
Yeah.
That's where I
Is
keep
that
my
Adjustment
belts
Bureau?
in the Adjustment Bureau. I'm going to adjust your attitude with these belts. I asked people on Twitter and Facebook if they believed in
What'd they
ghosts
say?
and if they had stories. 2 people gave me the longest fucking answers of all time. I did not read them because I figured we'd just read them there. But one person on Twitter, Ashley Marie Thornton, who's been on my podcast before, she lives in LA. She's like a aspiring writer or some shit. I don't know. No, she's an aspiring writer and she works for Warner Brothers and all that stuff. She gave me a lot. Where is it? What is this thing?
She works for both of them.
Warner and Brothers. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Oh no, no, it's too many messages. I don't know what it is.
Is this her ghost story?
I'm trying to see. I thought she gave me a long one. Oh wait, hers wasn't that long.
Yeah, she did.
Does anyone hear of a ghost story?
My husband captured
do.
a shadow man on video. This is what was written to me. My husband captured a shadow man on video. Like saying that, like that's a term that we all know. Oh, shadow man. A man that's a shadow. Or your fucking shadow. And then we literally have hundreds of EVPs.
What the fuck's an EVP?
Brandon?
Electro, it's a... it's when they catch a ghost, they say, over like a radio frequency. You ever see? There was a movie about that. I think who was in it? Jackie, or what's his name was in it? The Birdman guy. I think he was in it.
Ghostbusters.
Jackie the Joke Man Mottling?
Yeah, that guy. Jackie Keaton.
That movie was awesome.
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Jackie Keaton.
Who the
Michael
fuck is
Keaton.
Jackie Keaton and Michael Gleason? Oh, I used to hit there. Michael Keaton and Jackie Gleason had a dumb baby. And they're Jackie Keaton.
Oh my
You
God.
didn't know about that? What do you...
Who are you?
anyway,
I'm Batman, and one of these days to the moon.
People will say if there's like some kind of background,
Angzu, Mr. Mom.
like a white noise going on, you'll hear voices over that white noise. And I think that was the name of the movie. It's called White Noise. And then a bunch of people
Racist.
had a protest outside and be like, you can't have just white noise. So
Now white noise is just women named Karen telling me that Black Lives Matter.
yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we have
All
literally
right, that's our
hundreds,
show, folks. No.
we literally have hundreds of EVPs and then some DVPs as well.
That's when you have 2.
Yeah,
That's a double vaginal penetration.
that hurts.
Did you ask about that too?
By the way, that's gay, right?
Well, how?
Yeah.
You
And
and
not if
another
you're the
guy
girl.
put your dicks in the same vagina.
Yeah,
you're
but there's a
rubbing cocks.
vagina.
Not if
By
you're the girl.
definition,
You
it
don't
can't be
care.
gay.
That vagina is nothing more than a dumb hand
Is
holding
that like
on to 2 cocks.
Is that like the most manliest kind of gay?
2 cocks that meet as one.
No, that's called docking.
Now please stop talking, hun. All right, and some DVPs as well. Also, those always creep me out, intrigue me the most.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm
creepy.
sure they do.
And then by 2012, I went ghost hunting in Transylvania. Okay, I'm done. The whole fucking town of
But that's not where ghosts
You
come
pitching a
from.
script idea right now? What's going on?
the whole fucking town of Siasora is haunted.
Psoriasis?
LOL.
You can't go to
What about
fucking
Dudley
Transylvania
Town?
looking for ghosts. That's stupid. That's where vampires come from.
You guys let me know when you need to chime in. You ready? Because this comes from Todd Ferguson. Todd Ferguson's
Oh.
a good dude on Twitter, but my God, I'm scrolling. As you watch me doing it, I'm just literally scrolling my thumb. Now, I give him credit because he said to me it's going to be long, it's going to be involved. I said, send him my DM, and he's like, I'm going to give you some setting. He actually, way more than she did, gave us reasonings, background, everything to why this could have happened. Okay, setting the stage because this happened on multiple times with multiple people over a few years in one place. Well, mostly one place. Again, this is very involved here. I was in Dover, New Jersey, going to school for graphic arts. We lived on a third-floor apartment. It was long rectangle space that one entire length was a living room with doors leading out to the front stairway, and then a back door leading to an outside balcony stairway to the parking lot. The other side consisted of the kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and a lovely lawn. I don't know what we're getting here. With
Why is there so much detail about this apartment?
We'll
is he
find out.
Trying to sell it
2
on
bedrooms.
Zillow?
Yes. It's the Ghostzilla. The other side consisted of the kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and the bathroom at the very end. It was me and a few other students. To fit more people in, we turned the living room into my room and then had 2 other bedrooms for privacy. I hung out. Period. For privacy, I hung a little lacy fabric type sheer curtain up in the doorway.
Your penthouse. I swear this has never happened to me before.
Who knew you could fit a butt plug in your mouth?
Was the butt plug haunted?
It was after. With
It
the
was never
stench
the
of
same.
For
despair.
years.
Morgan Freeman fucking referred to it as haunted later in the movie adaptation.
And then the butt plug entered into the anus cavity.
That butt plug was never the same, Andy.
And they were all little women. And then, to fit more people in, we turned the living room to whatever. For privacy, I had a lacy fabric type sheer curtain up in the doorway separating the kitchen
Nothing
from my
about
bedroom,
privacy.
the living room. Now
Everything
my space
about
was.
that says, "Hey sailor, come
I'm
visit."
guessing the sheer lace is going to come into play. Now, I think he's foreshadowing, not red herring. I think so. Now my space was set up for my bed was over by the front door closet area. The middle of the room was the couch and TV, etc. And then over by the back door was our drafting desk, where we had to make our art.
You had to make out with art?
Art Linkletter. We used to make out with him all the time.
It's art class. What did you do? I don't know. Some guy named Art diddled us a lot when we were little. It was art class.
Holy fuck! He's describing a commune. We used to make our art. We sold it.
It don't reminds me of, remember in Happy Gilmore when the grandma had to go there and she's like, my fingers.
Yes.
Well, your back's gonna hurt. You just pulled landscaping duty. Go do your art.
We made the finest.
We had to make our
macaroni
art.
murals.
The desks were elevated about 45 degrees, and we have a desk lamp with them. And the chairs are those rotating 360-degree chairs where you have a lever to raise.
The ghost.
No, here's the thing. This story's so long, we're all going to die and become ghosts during the story. That's how it turns you into a ghost.
We get through this whole goddamn thing, and then it's like, yeah, and that's when I saw the ghost. The end. Fuck you.
Imagine if I read you guys the wrong message. It's just some guy telling me about his apartment. And then the chairs were those rotating 360-degree types where you had a lever to raise, lower the seat, but also had to have weight. But you also had to have weight on it to make it go down when you lifted the handle.
That's important.
Back then, a bunch of us were all into wrestling and watching it every Monday night. Both had TVs going with WWF and WCW, and we lived above a Domino's and we get pizza and watch wrestling.
This sounds like your kind of guy.
I'm actually loving this
time.
Usually a gathering of like 8 to 12 people. I'd say 10. All of us 20-something etceteras. Now, here are a few things that happened to the place. I just read so much. That was stage direction. That's all it was.
Enter stage left, me. Enter stage right. Hello, ghost.
I don't know if I believe in this ghost, but I want to rent this fucking
Oh,
Airbnb.
God.
Ready? I wear glasses.
This guy knows how to paint a picture.
Can't see shit. I can see about 4 inches in front of my face, and that's everything else is a blur. I sleep for shit as well. And at night, I'd always wake up to any noise, really. We were right off on a train tracks. We're never really, which didn't help. I just kind of open my eyes and look around the place and then go back to sleep. I was having an affair with my manager at the movie theater at the time. This is the greatest story ever told.
We have to finish. I'm invested now.
One night I got. Well, we're gonna end the. So everyone knows we're ending the podcast after this. There's no reason to go any further. We all say what we believe in. It's the story. We'll say goodbye. We're done. It's almost an hour. We're not going any longer today. Okay. So I was having an affair with my manager at the movie theater at the time. One night I got woken up. So here's the thing. If they were at her place, I'll be pissed because if we got all that fucking
there's got to be an animal involved. He didn't name an animal yet, has he?
Oh god.
Yes, the manager. I feel like there's something there. But I got woken up and he feels like something's there. I roll over and look around. My eyes not really adjusting to the darkness, and I don't have my glasses on.
So he can't see shit.
He doesn't sleep with his
Can't see Wesley Snipes.
He doesn't fuck with glasses on. I roll back over, and
Why would
the
you?
image of what I just saw kind of starts taking shape in my mind. And I realize there's a person standing at the foot of my bed. Now, remember, he lived with 8 to 12 people, and they all wrestled. Or well, liked wrestling. I don't know. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. I quickly grab my glasses and turn over. And it was my crazy manager, Linda, standing at the foot of my bed watching me sleep.
It's not even the ghost yet.
We had split, and she didn't like it.
Did he kill her?
Imagine him being trolled. I'm gonna get to this. There's no doubt. He just wanted to see if I would.
He's my hero.
He wanted to see how little fucking proofreading I do. So I took away the key I'd given her and told the other guys not to let her in. But that was no ghost. Just preface for later. Another night later that same summer, summer of like 96, I believe, former student and friend John Strauss, which I'm sure he's happy he's in this now, come to stay for a bit. My 2 roommates had gone home for the summer, so I had the space and gave him the bedroom by the kitchen. Had a fun time. We go out one night, and he says he's going to just grab a hotel room for the night because he's leaving early the next morning. I said, don't worry, you can stay. But he then tells me he's uncomfortable there. He said he woke up the night before feeling like he was having a panic attack, said he couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't expand his chest to take in air. He said it felt like someone was sitting on him and that he was just held down. It was all weird. John was kind of
my
weird.
manager.
Better. Because it was weird. Then he goes, ... John was kind of weird. All about ghosts and UFOs, etc. Big into X-Files he was and all. So I was like, okay then. Well, good seeing you, and didn't think anything more of it. Now skip forward some.
It was late in autumn.
We've had 2 flashbacks, and now we're flashing forward.
He was wearing a hat to prove that time moved ahead. The guys were almost back. School's a few weeks away from being back in session. Life continues.
Is he going to tell us about that part? I got up. I would brush my teeth. Usually I'd have coffee first so that I wouldn't have coffee and then brush my teeth.
It's a great idea.
Kind of. My friend Adam comes down from Buffalo, New York, and hangs for a bit. I was doing a part-time job at a photo developing store. From X. That's the name of the store. Adam picked me up from work, and on our way back, I saw one of my coworkers.
Okay.
Her name's Beth.
If he gets to the ghost part and he can't remember details, fuck this guy. Because I know what his curtain looked like. I know the layout of his first apartment. I know his summer job.
His manager's name was Linda.
His fucking fish's name.
The second he gets to, I think it was, I'm like, oh, fuck you, you liar.
Adam picked me up from work, and on our way back, I saw one of my coworkers, Beth, and we picked her up and all decided to go out to eat at a local Pizza Hut. I paid for everything.
Cheating on Domino's.
He paid for everything.
So it was a date.
And we head back to the apartment. I specifically remember getting inside, emptying my pockets and wallet on the side table besides the couch nearest my bed. Beth can only hang for a bit Adam agrees to take her home as my guts were full of greasy pizza. I tell him, go and use that time to take a shit. But when Adam comes back and we were going to go hit the movies, my wallet's gone. I know it was there. Not that no one else was there. I know Adam wouldn't take my wallet. But did Beth? It was so frustrating because she was the nicest girl. We'd hung out numerous times, but there was no other option. I talked to my manager, Becky, a different manager, about her, and if she believed Beth could do something like that, which she said no way, etc. But it had to be her. I had to go through the trouble of getting all my NYS ID shit reissued. Back before computers were any help.
The hell's NYS?
I don't know.
I can't believe he doesn't actually tell us what that is.
New York
My
State.
NYS.
New York
Oh, there you
State.
go.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Wait, was
Back
he?
before he was doing art with his draft tables. Pay attention, Dave.
I don't remember where.
In New York State. Buffalo, New York. We've talked about this. Back before computers were any help. Had to try back into the NYS to deal with it. I think it's just New York State. Like, not
There
a
we go.
college, but like just saying
Yeah.
he's in New York City, he's in New York State.
Brandon gets a square.
Circle is a square. Jim J. Bullock. Back before computers were any help. I can't keep going the same line. Okay. They needed proof of ID to get license reissued, but all my ID had been gone, etc. It was a pain. I tore my place apart, which being a college kid wasn't much. Looking everywhere possible, nothing. Ah, well, life continues.
Even under the lacy curtain.
The guys come back, and now they were into early fall. Doors and windows closed. Cold out. I'm in bed, and once again get woken to this feeling someone's in the room. I roll over and look, and just as I do, I see this shape, like a black cloud, but in the shape of a male upper torso. Clearly the shape of a head, neck, shoulders, and chest standing right in front of the entrance of the kitchen. I grab my glasses, and when I put them on, the shape is already passing through the curtain and going into the kitchen.
Whoa.
And I can still see the curtain like sweeping open as if someone was walking through it, but no one was there. I get up and
Motherfucker.
go back and go look, and nothing. I wake up the two guys there, James and Richard, but they didn't see anything either. Being asleep and all, I go back to bed and just forget all about it. Must have been a dream or a shitty vision.
He
Now
did bring it
skipping
back to the
forward about a
curtain.
month or so into it, it was right when Goldberg was doing his thing in WCW. It was another night of people over watching it, pizza, beer, etc.
This is beautiful. He dropped those little hints. He brought the curtain back, and he's bringing back the wrestling. This guy's a master.
If he wrote the Bible, I'd be religious. It was all another night of people over watching it, pizza, beer, etc. Probably like 6 of us or so. We're all glued to the two 13-inch TV VCR combo. High class, But out of the corner of my eye, I think, I just catch my drafting chair rotate some, just a bit. Not even like enough to really make me notice it anymore than most. But watching my oily men in tights and all, entertainment. But there it goes again. And again. It's definitely moving. Just like an inch now. I'm no longer watching the TV, just watching the chair. And now the guy, Paul, next to me has turned attention to what I'm looking at. And then so does James. Now you could ration it off as hey, a draft, maybe, mind you, all the windows closed tight because wintertime, door closed, etc. But possible,
Can I just say, if he didn't tell us about where they used to do their art, there's no way I would have believed that he had a chair that would start to rotate. Like, that's bullshit, buddy. Where was this chair in the beginning of the story, huh?
Dude, the detail in this is fucking beautiful. But possible, pressure inside the place, sure. But we're all now watching as the chair makes a full rotation, slow and smooth. No one says anything. And then with a hiss of the hydraulics, the seat pumps down like 6 inches again.
That needs to have weight on it.
Listen to me. You have to lift that lever and have weight on it, forcing the seat to go down. All of us just jumped up and ran out the front door, down the hall, and out of East Blackwell Street. It was dark, snow-covered, the roads, and we just kept
And full
running
of
and
trains.
laughing hysterically over what had just happened. What had happened was, until we just kind of ran it out over our systems, it was just like, no way. What was that? Eventually, we made our way back. Went in, nothing weird or anything. Just wrestling was over, and the guys said they were leaving. We didn't talk about it further, and like previous times, it just kind of slipped our mind.
And my wallet was on the nightstand.
Skip forward to the next summer.
It's still going.
Richard and James were moving out. I needed to find new roommates to cover rent, so I was having 2 new students move in. Jonas from Denmark and Nick from Michigan. While getting the place ready, I told my landlord my ceiling was
Motherfucker's
developing water
introducing
stains.
new characters late in season
Dude,
3.
there's already a sequel with new characters.
I told my landlord my ceiling was developing water stains right above my bed and would need new panels. I moved my bed out of the way. He brings over
Yeah,
some
it
new
was.
ceiling tiles, and as I left the old ones out, what? Wait, ready, Dave?
Here we go.
As I left the old ones out, I hear something fall over the old tile and hit the floor. I climb down and look around.
Is it his wallet?
There on the floor is a spent bullet casing.
Ooh.
It was gold and about
Hey.
1 to 1.5 inches long. And again, the actual bullet not there. The casing was spent. That was weird and random. I popped a few more tiles, but nothing else. I put my room back together. Now Jonas was moved in.
I can't wait to see how he brings the bullet back.
He took James's old room, and next to the kitchen, Nick was still moving in. He was making trips from Michigan to New Jersey and back in this time forth. He brought his girlfriend, Nicole. I called them the Knicks. His name was Nick, and her name was
I
Nicole.
get it. Nick and Nicole.
She was
They were in
fucking...
New York. They were the New York
All
Knicks.
right, ready? She was
I know I
so fucking goddamn hot. But anyways, it was when the Blair Witch Project had come out. I'd progressed from working at a photo store to being a photographer as well. And I'd had a girl show me this old 1900s bed and breakfast place off Lake Hapachong that we went and shot in and had some really weird shit happen, which I can talk about later.
And he will. Can I tell you how much I love the fact that he's progressing in his job? Like,
By the
I'm
way,
invested in this guy.
I know we said at the beginning of this, no guest. I think Todd Ferguson might be a guest on this podcast.
I was exactly thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think this has become a guy that we need to have on this podcast.
Oh,
And Nix and I decided to go see Blair Witch one night. I'd already seen it, but they hadn't, and had a good scare there, especially Nicole. After the movie, I was like, hey, if you thought that was scary, let me take you to this old abandoned place where really weird shit happens. Let me take you to this place where weird shit happens.
He's going to murder these people, isn't he?
So we drive over there, and Nicole freaks out. She won't get out of the car.
And
Nick and I
she's so
decided to
goddamn
go for
fucking
it. She's
hot.
so fucking goddamn hot. She won't get out of the car. Nick and I decided to go for it. And again, weird shit happened, which I'll fill in a bit later.
Cliffhangers.
But
He's brilliant.
We got to get through this. But we head back to the car, and Nicole is just comatose. She's just like freaked out and in tears and just a mess with panic and fright. Nick gets in the back seat with her as I drive up home and tries to calm her down, to no avail. We get back to the apartment. Nicole won't leave the car. I go inside trying to mind my own business. Nick comes in just flustered and upset, saying she won't come in and that she's actually taking the car and driving back to Michigan that night. Right then and there. WTF.
Whoa.
For real? But
Whoa.
yep, she did. With no answers as to why. 2 weeks later, she calls him and they have a long talk. She's not coming back and she wants Nick to come home. Get out of that fucking apartment. I said fucking. They said, get out of that apartment. And he hangs up and comes in and he just says, confused and disturbed. He tells me that they went to the abandoned building that night. This memory popped back into her head, which she had forgotten about or pushed away, etc. But after seeing that place, it brought it back. And she said that one night they were in sleeping bags, and that at that point, because her bed wasn't there yet, she was sleeping next to Nick, and she awoke into this feeling that someone was standing over her. She couldn't move, couldn't breathe, and she thought she was having a panic attack like John had. But she
Does she believe in aliens?
But she clearly, very clearly felt that she had been boots, in fact, pressing against her hips on both sides, straddling her like she was up and saw this black cloud shape. A mist, she said, a black mist in the shape of a man's upper torso looking
Why
down
be
at her.
black?
Yeah, I don't like the tone of this story.
He
Yeah,
stood
black mist.
he stood there for a minute, and then she felt him step over as she walked into the bathroom. She was too terrified to move the sock and scream, and she think she passed out because she woke the next morning, and it just vanished in her mind. Must have been a dream, like kind of thing. All right, I'm done with that. She didn't remember it. She didn't think about it until that night when it all came back, and she refused to step foot in the apartment and drove all night back to Michigan. Nick ended up dropping out and going back to Michigan soon after.
Must have been some good pussy.
It wasn't until after Nick told me the story and it all came flooding back to me. The weird shit
How long
that
is a
happened.
drive from Michigan to New York?
Not as long as his story. The weird shit that happened, what I'd seen, etc. I wasn't scared to be there, but it was creepy, kind of. I didn't have any more experiences in that place, though. Well, one more.
I thought he brought me right back in.
One last scare. This guy's
Son of a
great.
bitch.
Jonas left
There's
later
a
that
twist.
year. Jonas left later that year, and I decided it was time to end my stay in New Jersey and go back to New York. My brother John came and helped me pack up, and I told him I had to go make a stop once before I go. Back to the abandoned bed and breakfast for a souvenir, that really weird shit we experienced. John didn't get it, but we went there. And I'll fill you in later for that. But as I'm packing up stuff, John's over to my bed and tells me I don't need it. We'll just toss it. He lifts the mattress up. It goes out. Oh, hey, you missing your wallet? My bed was just a mattress and box spring set. No frame or anything to make space under it. There was no way the wallet made it over there
I
a year
knew
back
the
or
wallet
so.
would come back.
Once
Son
again,
of a
I'd
bitch.
looked all over. I'd moved the bed a few times. Once when I found the bullet casing, I had to move everything over there to get the ladder in. But nonetheless, there it was, my original wallet with everything still in it, just magically appearing. I didn't tell John about anything we packed up and left. And I stopped at the abandoned place and I got my souvenir, which if you want to hear about that weird place,
You have to join
Let-
my Patreon.
let me know. That was
Oh.
my college life in New Jersey. LOL.
We absolutely need to hear about that bed and breakfast.
We need
Motherfucker
more.
brought the wallet back.
I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe in Todd Ferguson's ability to tell a fucking story.
Pat, we need to hear about the bullet. What about the bullet?
I want you guys to realize that when we started that story, and I said we're going to end on that, for people listening now, it was 2:48 in the afternoon. It's 3:12. I just read. We did laugh a little bit, but literally that was my DM from
God.
Twitter last night.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe that you probably can explain most of that stuff. But I believe that Todd believes, and I believe that that was the best story ever told.
I believe Todd Ferguson is a friend of Podophiles.
I believe it should be called Todophiles.
Ooh,
We can call
he
it that.
definitely
We'll
has to
have him on.
get. Yeah, welcome to the Podophiles episode.
Yes. So I don't believe in ghosts, even after whatever the fuck that was. Brandon,
How could you
believe
not
there's
believe
something,
after
but it's not
Todd?
ghosts?
How did that story not convince you,
Because I'm very tired.
Pat? There was
I slept
no.
for an hour and a half, and now I just read 30 fucking minutes.
But there was
I have
no.
bifocals. I had to read hard. It's tough.
There was no way the wallet could have gotten under the bed, Pat. Didn't you listen?
Well,
There
no,
was no way.
You see it. He wrote capital N-O for no. There's no way.
No way. I think I'm going to reserve my judgment till after we have him on. I think I'm more open now after hearing this.
I will
story.
tag him in this. I will message him. I'll see if he'll come on.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be fun to have him on. We can keep after having him on. We'll ask him, and maybe he can convince us to believe in ghosts.
I think he
Oh.
just did.
I think if he wrote all that and then declines to come on, that would be hilarious.
He literally offered 4 times to say he'd tell us other stuff. I think
I know,
Todd
but
definitely would.
I want to
He's
know.
He's a fan of
He's like,
Compound
no.
Media and other stuff. I know he's gone to shows. I think he definitely would come on. I'll hit him up and see what he'll do.
I
But,
want to know about the bullet and how the bullet takes us to the end.
Save the questions for Todd for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Todd of Files podcast.
Oh, it's gonna
All
be so
right.
good.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel on Podophiles. You can see all this great stuff. Brandon, you want to promote anything?
Yeah, check out my work at morelawsmoreproblems.com. That's the best way to find my stuff.
DaveHintzComedy.com. Something's going to be there at some point.
Also, I've been really going crazy.
Yes.
With so check me out there. Like the nature stuff on Instagram. So go there, I guess. I don't know.
I thought you just were admitting you've gone crazy.
No, yeah, I've
Yes, I've really gone crazy. Back to you.
I'm already there and back.
Subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Pato's YouTube channel. I'm starting to write comedy advice articles again. I'm in Medium if you want to follow me there. If not, just follow me on social media. I'll share them there. Thank you guys for listening. And spooky, scary.
I am a ghost.
Yeah, you are.